Hello and welcome to this video, which will explain a spreadsheet which can be used to bulk send emails with attachments in Microsoft Outlook. The key phrase there is with attachments, because it is easy to send emails in Outlook using the mail merge feature in Microsoft Word. The problem is that doesn't allow you to send out emails with attachments, and so that's the gap that this spreadsheet aims to address. The spreadsheet consists of just one sheet, and as you can see from what's on the screen here, it's broken up into 4 parts. On the top left, there's a text box that explains how to use the spreadsheet. And on the bottom left, there are the message properties that can be entered. On the top right, there's a text box that explains how to build the body of the email message using variables, which are entered down on the bottom right. Big warning at the start here is be very careful that you don't send the wrong email and or attachment to the wrong person. The spreadsheet's very powerful in the sense that it allows you to send out a large number of messages very quickly, but whereas the old-fashioned method of putting the wrong letter in the wrong envelope was not easy to do in bulk at the click of a button, with this spreadsheet you can easily send out hundreds of messages to the wrong people, and if you're sending out confidential information, that could be a real problem. So be very careful before clicking the go button that you are satisfied that you've correctly populated the message field data on the bottom left over here. So in terms of message properties, the paths of the emails to be sent out are entered in this area in column B over here on the bottom left. So what you do is you go to a Windows Explorer folder, you get the name of the file that you want to copy, you hold down the Shift key, right click, such that copy as path is an option that is available on the right click menu. Click copy as path, come back to the spreadsheet, paste it in, and then assuming you're going to send the same attachment to all the different recipients, you can just copy that path information down through all the different cells. In this example, it's obviously a hypothetical example, I'm sending out a tennis match scheduled time to 6 different recipients, and I have the recipient information over here. In this column C, you enter save or send, and you can use this gray button to toggle between those. Or if you want, you can just change a single row for the particular recipient. Save will save the draft messages into the drafts folder in Outlook. Send will just go ahead and send it without it being saved. But as I mentioned before, you've got to be very careful you don't send emails to the wrong people. So the save version just gives you one final opportunity to review the emails before you send them out. But once you've filled out all of your message property data, you can click on a particular row to pull up the attachment. In this case, it's a PDF file, which has just got really some scrap paper in it. But I'm just using that as an example to show you that if you click the orange button, it'll open up the document, PDF, Excel spreadsheet, Word document, whatever your attachment is going to be. It'll open it up so you can take a look at it, perhaps glance at the name of the recipient, and check that the attachment is what you intend it to be. Once you're happy with all of those, you come to the right-hand side over here, and I'm basically going to explain to you the same thing that this text box at the top here explains to you. So you enter the message that's going to go to your group of recipients in these cells over here, between the pink shaded cells. You can use variables. This works similar to mail merge in Microsoft Word, but you basically have constant text and then you have variables. In this case, variables are indicated by curly brackets. So here, for example, I'm going to start my message with email greeting name as the name of the variable. I wrap it in curly brackets, and then down here, I specify my message body variables. So in this case, I've got 5 variables. I've got email greeting name. I've got opponent name. This is for the tennis match. I've got the date of the match, the time of the match, and the court number. Here, I've got the name of the person who the email is going to, and then that's the match opponent name. So notice how these also have curly brackets around them, and of course the variable names in this section over here need to match exactly with the variables that are used in the body of the message. So what you do, if you want to refer to a variable name, you type it in curly round brackets, and that is the only content of that particular cell, and then afterwards you put any following content that's going to be in the same paragraph. So for example, the second row of the content over here indicates what the first paragraph of the email is going to be. It says, please note that your tennis match against opponent name is set to take place on match date and then a period. It's also important to note that there'll be no spaces around your variables in the message, so you must include your spaces at the end of the text before or after your variable. So for example, in this case, there's a space after the T of against, and there's a space before the I of is. So you basically go ahead, each paragraph is entered on a single row, then you have a space because you want a space between paragraphs, there's the next paragraph, there's a space, and there's the end of the message. If you want to test what the message is going to look like, you can hit the test message body button and it'll pop it up. So this particular message is going to be, Dave, please note that your tennis match against Tim. So what you can see is it's pulled in the opponent name into the opponent name field. And of course you'll specify your own variable names in this row over here, and then you'll use those accordingly in your own message body in this area here. Then, once you've done that, you're pretty much good to go. You just click Send Save Emails. In this case, it says it's finished processing 6 items. You then go to Outlook, and you can see it's just in the midst of sending the last 2. There they're going there, except 1 went to drafts, and the reason for that is, remember, we changed just 1 to save. So 5 of them it just sent, and 1 it saved. And the one that we specified to save, it's still in draft, and you can see there's the email attachment. And of course, you're not limited to sending the same attachment to every person. But for example, if I go back to my folder, I see that I've actually got a custom map of how each individual player is going to find their way to their tennis court. So if I copy those to the clipboard, again hold down Shift, right click, copy as path, paste them in. Now I do need to be careful because the order of these paths over here is currently Jane, Mark, Nancy, but the order of recipients is Dave, Tim, Jane, which is different. And this is just what I was saying earlier about you've got to be very careful you don't send the wrong attachments to the wrong person. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sort this data over here alphabetically. Just do that selection. Then I'm going to come across over here. I should put in a subject line. It's a bit rude to not have a subject line. So I'll just put those in. I'll give them the same subject line. And then I'm going to sort all of this data, which is really the message specific data, by column G, which is the name of the recipient. And now you'll see that Dave, Jane, Mark matches Dave, Jane, Mark over here. And so all the data is good to go. I could then use the toggle button to set them all to save. Send the emails. Again, tells me it's finished processing 6 emails. Go to Outlook, go to the drafts folder, and now we see there, for example, is the email to Rory. It's got Rory map, and it's got Rory's email address in it. So that looks good. So just to emphasize again, you can build the content of the subject line, the email addresses, and the message body variables using regular Excel functionality. You might have some helper sheets. You might use VLOOKUP to pull this in from another sheet listing a huge database of individual information. That's all just regular Excel, and then the macro just runs with the data that's entered into these areas over here. But again, be very careful to check that you're sending the correct attachments and the correct message bodies to the correct email recipients. So the spreadsheet is available for download through the link in the description below, and I'll now just tell you a few more limitations and capabilities of the spreadsheet. First of all, attachments are optional. If you didn't want to send out any attachments, you could just leave this area blank and it'll still send out the emails. Secondly, the subject line is optional, but it will give you a warning message if you don't include the subject line. The send save data is not optional. You have to specify those, and of course you have to specify recipient email addresses. The message body is not optional. You have to have at least something in the message body, but it could be very short. And you can specify multiple recipients, and you should separate those with a semicolon. So you could have another email address here, whatever it's going to be. Right now the spreadsheet is limited to 1 attachment per email. As well, there's no option to request a read receipt, and there's no option to request a delivery confirmation. So the goal here was to just keep the spreadsheet really simple to begin with, but if you think that those would be additional features that you would like to see, then you can leave a comment down below or like another person requesting those particular features, and if enough people have interest in that, I'll consider putting a more complex and versatile spreadsheet onto the page for download. Alright, hopefully you found that useful. Thanks.